I've had like 5 billion different people cook me all sorts of fish in all sorts of different ways, and I try it every time to be nice, but I don't like it. I think people can't fathom not having people have the same exact taste buds and thoughts and everything as them. I think it makes them really like uncomfortable, upset. They don't know how to handle it, and then they start typing furiously because there's like something that bothers them, you know. So they're like I have to type, and they're like letting it out, and they don't know what's wrong, but they're confused and they're crashing out, and they're lashing out at everybody, and they think they're doing it nicely, but and they realistically they are, but you know they're just freaking out. They can't handle it, man. They can't handle it, dude. I see chatters do it to each other all the time, more than me. They do it to each other. I'll be like, oh, I love zucchini, and someone will chat, be like, I don't really like zucchini, and they'll get like 3 people replying to them and being like, you ever tried fried zucchini? Do you grill it? Have you eaten it like when it's like fresh, or like do you just buy it from like the grocery store when it's been sitting there for 5 days? Like people just start rapid fire questioning, and I'm like, brother, please, like breathe. Let's breathe. I don't know, man. A need to validate their opinion by having you agree with them. I think I've noticed that like the past, well, it's been a while, 5-10 years, I've noticed that since social media became like widely available to everybody and not just like a specific group of people on the internet kind of thing, we get exposed to other people being insecure all the time when other people don't have the same opinion as them, and they feel this like insane urge and need to try and get that person, like you said, to validate their opinion, right? Like if I'm like, I like the color red, I think it's the best one, I don't expect people to agree with me. I'm just like, this is what I like. And if everyone disagreed and they're like, I think blue's better, I'd be like, okay, but I like red because it's what I like, and that's it. And I wouldn't get uncomfortable. I would just be like, okay. But I feel like some people really like, they get worked up, and I'm not sure what exactly that is, but they get really worked up, right? And obviously the color thing is like a very easy agree to disagree kind of situation, but there's a lot where like, I think food opinions is a big one, really big one. Like people like and dislike different things. People do this in real life too, but I feel like people like argue for longer on the internet about it. You know. So like one thing is, I really like tomatoes when cooked. I love anything made from tomatoes, but I don't like eating raw tomatoes. I don't like it. I really hate eating raw tomatoes. I won't put them in salads. I won't put them on sandwiches. I won't put them in anything. I'll pull a tomato out if I see it on something, right? I just do not like it. I only like them when cooked. And once they are cooked, I love them. But the thing is, when I say that, someone will be like, but what about cherry tomatoes? What about this type of tomato? What about, right? They could just be like, okay. Like they have no trust and faith that I've probably tried other tomatoes. I think that's what it is. People have no faith in each other. What about Roma? You know? Yeah, what about this? Right? They can't just like assume that other people know what things are. And they're just like, this person says they don't like tomatoes. They must be a person with no worldview, no experience in their life, nothing. They've probably only eaten one tomato ever and decided they hate it. I've decided they are that kind of person. I'm going to ask them if they've tried cherry tomatoes, you know? And they start like, I don't know, like they make so many assumptions about the person. And then like most people, like some do, some don't, but most people would be like, I don't like this thing. Yes, I've tried it, boiled, mashed, stuck in a stew. I've tried, you know, I don't know. They assume the worst of everybody, right? Yeah, but have you tried them with sea salt? Yeah, but did you salt it? Have you put oil on it? Have you? They just can't accept what people say, dude. The other thing is, like, even if I assume, I'm like, oh, this person probably hasn't tried this way I like them or whatever, I don't ask. They said they don't like tomatoes, so I just go, okay. I'm okay with taking people at face value, you know? Like, I don't really care, you know? Like, so I'm fine being like, all right, you said it out loud, I will accept it. You know what I mean? I don't understand. Maybe it's just something I never understood because I don't have this in me to do. I never understood like the need to interrogate someone when they've said a thing about themselves to like verify its truth level. You know what I mean? Like you'll find out eventually if it's important, you know? It's not important. Yeah, they could be lying, right? They could be wrong. I need to know if they've tried every type of tomato. I need to know if they've tried it in every format. I gotta verify if this is true. I don't know. It's this weird, like, need to verify things that don't matter that much. Or that, like, you could find out over time, but they don't want to give time. They want to know now, right? I don't know. I've noticed that habit. And I think it's become really, really, really apparent being a streamer. Not just because people will do it to me in real time, but I'll see them do it to other chatters in real time all the time. So when I follow up a statement about an opinion, it's mostly to expand my concept of that person. Yes, but I find that it's different when you are talking to someone in real time and you're sitting there and you're getting to know that person and you're like, the conversation right now is on tomatoes. So I'm going to ask them, you know, if they've tried this, they tried that. And you're one-on-one. It's different when that person's behind a username and you're just adding them and you're replying to them and everything you're saying is implying that you assume they've never tried this stuff, right? Because you're like more degrees separated from this person. This isn't a one-on-one conversation. You don't know like anything about them. So I see chatters get bombarded by all these questions and then that person like clams up because they feel like everyone's assuming all of this about them, right? I'm assuming they've never tried these things. I'm assuming they don't know what this is, blah, blah, blah. And then they have to explain themselves, right? Or you're putting them in a position where they have to explain themselves. And that, it just feels bad for that person, right? So it's just it's a different situation. I don't know. It's also how they ask it, because some people can ask really nicely, and then some people like, they like really go in, you know? Or sometimes they ask one question, other people will ask like 3 things rapid fire, like they're interrogating you, you know? It makes it feel very different in how they do it. And then the crowd claps at my demise. Well, that's the other thing. When you're in a big group like this, right? You have like a lot of people in the chat looking to see what your answer to the question is. You start to see factions form of the people that like agree with each other, right? Because you'll see someone be like, but I love tomatoes. I love eating them. Someone else will be like, yeah, me too. I love to just eat them with a little cheese and a little oil and salt on top. And then those people will high five in the chat. They'll be like, my man, handshake emoji. And now they're like tomato lovers in the chat, you know? And it like, you see a faction form in front of you that disagrees with you. And you're like, oh. Right? And then those people start questioning you about tomatoes. And you're like, I didn't know the tomato gang was here. I didn't know the fucking like, they're gonna like air me out if I don't like the same thing as them, you know? Right? that like dynamic is really weird to watch sometimes.
Mashed versus baked potatoes are better.
Ooh.
Ready? Fight.
Depends on how you make them. Depends on what you do to them. I like both. I think gardening's cool. I don't get to do it. I have to go to a community garden if I want to go do it. So I'm jealous of people that can do a lot of gardening, okay?